I'm Mark, and this is the Mr. Productivity Podcast, the podcast that's all about solopreneur productivity, simplified and delivered weekly in bite-sized 30 minutes or less episodes. Now, on today's episode, I'm going to be sharing the importance of sleep, but more specifically, deep sleep. But before we dig into the heart of today's episode, I have something special to share with you. Every month, I host a live masterclass aimed at helping you increase your productivity as a solopreneur. We've covered a wide range of topics so far, everything from gaining clarity in your work to effective daily habits, decluttering your workspace, maintaining health and wellness, and mastering time management, and we're just getting started. If you're looking to ramp up your productivity and achieve more as a solopreneur, these masterclasses are a treasure trove of insights and practical tools. Here's what you need to do next. Head on over to my website, mrproductivity.com/masterclass. Bookmark that link and check it regularly to stay updated on our upcoming masterclass. But why just stay updated? Why not join us live for the next masterclass? Learn from these interactive sessions, engage with like-minded community, and transform the way you work. So, what are you waiting for? Don't miss out on the opportunity to propel your solo adventure to new heights. Head on over to mrproductivity.com/masterclass and sign up today. So let's talk about deep sleep. Now, sleep is critical to your health and wellness and your productivity. Sleepy people are not productive people. I want you to think for a moment, those days, maybe you didn't sleep well, or maybe you stayed out a little too late and got up early, and how that felt. Did you feel like you were dragging 1, 2, or a pallet full of bricks behind you and you just couldn't get going? Well, that's because you didn't get enough deep sleep. So before I get into the content of the episode today, I want you to think about something. How are you sleeping? Think about last night before that, maybe the last 7 to 10 nights. How are you sleeping? How did you sleep over the past 7 to 10 days? Would you rate your sleep as excellent, good, meh, or downright horrible? Now, if you rated it as meh or horrible, don't worry. I got you covered on the episode today. Now, knowing where you are now is important in order for you to change. It's important that you know where you are now. We have heard a lot about sleep, but I want to focus on deep sleep. So as you may know, there is light sleep. That's when you just put your head in the pillow and your heart rate slows down and your breathing slows down. And then you begin to transcend into a deeper sleep and eventually REM sleep. And your body goes through these cycles: light sleep, deep sleep, REM sleep, and on throughout the night. So what is deep sleep? It sounds like something you should get, right? But why is it important? And more importantly, what is it? So deep sleep is when repairing and restorative functions necessary for you to feel your best each day happen. When you are in a deep sleep, you're not moving at all, and your body is going to work to heal you, to flush out all that nasty stuff that is accumulated throughout the day in your body. Now, getting enough deep sleep helps with memory, muscle growth, and immunity. What happens if you don't get enough sleep? It can cause learning difficulties. It can make you susceptible to infection and even put you at risk for long-term health concerns. Many studies and experts have said that the typical adult needs 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night. Now, the exact amount of sleep you need is unique to you, but let's go with the average of 7 to 9 hours of sleep. According to the Sleep Foundation, a great resource for finding everything you want to know about sleep, because obviously this episode of the Mr. Productivity Podcast can't tell you everything you need to know about deep sleep. They recommend that 20% of your time of sleep should be in deep sleep. Now, here is the big caveat here. You can't determine, okay, I'm going to get 22% of deep sleep tonight, or I'm going to get the recommended 20%. It's not how the body works. The body regulates how much deep sleep you get because you're pretty much unconscious when you're in deep sleep. recovering from sleep deprivation, or if you take a nap during the day, may cause you to get less deep sleep during the day. Why? If the body determines you already got some deep sleep during your nap, it regulates it and go, okay, I got this many during the day, so I only need this much during the night. And you also have to keep in mind that as you go through life and you age, you reduce your ability to get deep sleep. And shocking, guess what else causes you to not get deep sleep? Stress. Anybody got stress? Yeah, we all deal with stress. This is 2023. We're all dealing with stress. So that's one of the things you should really focus on when it comes to your lack of deep sleep. How old you are, because we're all getting older, and how much stress you're experiencing. So what happens if you don't get enough deep sleep? Well, the first one is a big, wow, I never knew that, Mark. Thank you for pointing out the obvious. Fatigue. This is when you wake up and maybe use an app, and the app says, hey, you slept 9 hours. I've done this. Slept 9 hours, slept 8 hours. But then on the app I use, it tells me how much deep sleep I got. And I have woken up, looked at my app, saw that I was asleep for, say, 8 hours, and my deep sleep was 35 minutes. That's not good. Matter of fact, the app I use has got color codes. Green, obviously, good job. Yellow, could be better. And then there's the dreaded red. We don't want red. Red is bad in this instance. Now, what else happens if you don't get deep sleep? Difficulty learning or remembering information. Even if you have one night where you get bad deep sleep, you have trouble retaining information. Think about it. Think about a morning when you woke up and you know you didn't get enough sleep. Or maybe you slept long, but you didn't get enough deep sleep. How was that day for you? Did you have trouble remembering things, having conversations, getting in deep thought? Just one night of a lack of deep sleep can get you into trouble. Also, there's reduced alertness and attention. Again, if you're very fatigued because you didn't get enough deep sleep, well, you're not going to be very alert or being able to pay attention in meetings, Zoom calls, writing emails, talking to clients, and whatnot. There's the weakened immune system. Your body, when you're in deep sleep, is repairing itself. If you're not getting enough deep sleep, something's got to give, and the immune system is not being taken care of. Now, during deep sleep, this is really fascinating. Potentially harmful waste products are eliminated from the brain. So insufficient deep sleep, the studies have shown us, also drive the advancement of neurological conditions such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Deep sleep is critical to your physical and mental health. And finally, and I can attest to this, when I don't get enough deep sleep, I have cravings for high calorie, high carbohydrate, junk food because your body's craving it for the energy it gives you. But those kind of foods are not good for you. So how do you know how much deep sleep you're actually getting? We live in a time where the technology is within our grasp. So I personally use an Apple Watch. You can use a Garmin. There's the Oura Ring. You can even use your smartphone because there are apps that use the microphone of your smartphone to track your sleep. Now, it's not as accurate if you're wearing a wearable because it knows your heart rate, it knows your breathing, it knows when you're moving around. So I highly encourage you, if you don't have one already, get yourself a wearable, an Apple Watch, Garmin, Oura Ring, something that is fully automatic because you wear it to bed. Just make sure it's fully charged. Another thing you can do is you can journal when you wake up. How did you feel? Did you get good sleep? Did you feel exhausted? Do you feel awake and vibrant? So journal this. And as you're going through your weeks and months and years, you'll say, wow, if I do A, B, and C during the day, I'm not getting a lot of deep sleep. And the third thing you can do is go see a sleep specialist. Now, I would start with the journaling and wearing a wearable and using an app first. And then if you can't figure it out, then I would go to see a sleep specialist. So it's really important to set yourself up for sleep success. If you truly want to get deep sleep, you've got to set yourself up for sleep success. Here are some ways to do that. Number one, consistency. Go to bed at the same time every night and get up at the same time every morning. Now, can you do this every day of the year? Probably not. But as much as possible, I encourage you to do this. So my routine is I have screens off by 8 o'clock. I'm reading my Kindle, not the app on my phone. I'm reading a Kindle or a magazine until about 8:45, 9 o'clock, and then I go to bed until 5, 7 days a week. Now, I live at home with my wife and our 2 dogs. You may have 7 kids. You got to figure out what works for you, but consistency is going to help you get great quality sleep, and with that comes deep sleep. Sleep in a cool, dark room on a quality mattress. Let me break this down for you. Cool, 69 degrees or cooler. So at our house, during the day, we keep the air conditioning, I live in Houston, set for 77 degrees, but at night, it goes to 69 degrees. Cool helps your body sleep better. A dark room, get blackout curtains, have all the lights off, and a quality mattress. If your mattress is over 5, 6, 7 years old, it's time to get a mattress. That's the problem I'm having. I'm having trouble with deep sleep now, and I have ruled everything else out, and I know it's the mattress because my mattress is not new. Another thing you can do to set yourself up for sleep success is stop consuming caffeine at least 10 hours before bed. So for me, to go to bed at 9, that means by 11 a.m. I know some of you are having heart palpitations right now. I get it. I used to be what Tim Ferriss calls a Diet Coke whore. Hopefully that word didn't offend you. I would have those 16.9 ounce bottles of Diet Coke. I'm not kidding you. 5, 6, 7 times a day as late as 4 p.m. Now I only drink Evian water. On the very rare occasion, if I go out to lunch with someone, I may have a Diet Coke, but it's around noon, and so that's pretty close to 10 hours. Number 4, stop eating 2 to 3 hours before bed. One study I found discovered that those who eat a diet high in saturated fat get less deep sleep, while those who ate more fiber have more deep sleep. For many years, I used to be afraid to go to bed, air quotes here, hungry. And so I would go to bed on a full stomach. I kid you not. I would have snack like at 8:30. Then I kept hearing people say, hey, if you want a good quality night of sleep, you got to stop eating 2 to 3 hours ahead of time. So I usually cut it off by 6:30. That's 2.5 hours. And guess what? I haven't died in my sleep from lack of eating. Here's the deal. If you go to bed with food in your tummy, your body can't go to sleep because it's got to digest the food first. So that's why if you go to bed with your food 2 to 3 hours ahead of time being consumed, now your body can focus on getting you to sleep. Number 5, cut off those screens at least an hour before bed. More is better. So 8 o'clock, I'm done watching television. The only thing I will do is I will read my physical Kindle or a paper magazine. No more phones, no more screens of any kind. Number 6, limit stress and arguing and any kind of conflict before bed as much as possible. The last thing you want to do is have a deep philosophical discussion with your mate or with your children or with your neighbor, because that's going to ramp up your energy and you're not going to be able to go to sleep. So the longer you can eliminate that before your bedtime, the better your chances of getting into deep sleep. Number 7, exercise regularly. I have been a daily runner for over 2,100 days. You heard that right. I started running at least 1 mile every day on August 29, 2017, and I have not stopped. Exercise regularly, but don't exercise too close to bedtime. Don't go for a 5K run an hour before bed because you won't be able to go to sleep. I run first thing in the morning. As soon as it's light enough to run, I'm out running, but you don't have to run. You can go on a brisk walk, you can go swimming, you can ride your bike, you can do weights, you can do jazzercise if that's even still a thing, but exercise regularly. Number 8, take a warm bath or shower an hour before bed, because what happens is your room is going to be cooler, you take a warm shower or a bath, and so you get out really warm, and then you naturally cool, and it's easier for your body to fall asleep. Now, one of the things I do when I take a warm bath or shower is I use lavender soap. I found that lavender soap helps calm me down so I can fall asleep better. Number 9, you can listen to binaural beats. Now, I don't like doing this because it requires you to wear headphones because there's one beat in one ear and another beat in the other ear, and it creates this other beat. So I don't like sleeping with headphones, but maybe that works for you. And a personal story from me is a lot of research I've done says, hey, you got to have it quiet in your room. I can't do quiet. I've got to have 2 things. Number 1, white noise, and number 2, air moving around. So even in the few weeks a year when it gets cold here in Houston, I still have my ceiling fan on. It's on low, and I have an oscillating fan because I have to have air moving and I have to have the sound. So I can't sleep when it's completely silent. If I'm in a hotel, I use one of those apps on my phone that produces white noise. It's probably a bad habit, but I can't sleep with nothing because I hear everything. So now what? Now that I've given you all this information today, what is one change you're going to make to help you get better sleep and, more specifically, better deep sleep? Now, I threw a lot at you. And if you didn't get everything, you do have an option. You can go to my website and you can read the blog article I wrote in conjunction with this podcast episode. I'll link that in the show notes below. I want you to pick one thing that you're not already doing and start doing it. Don't pick 2, 3, 5, 10, 12 things. Pick one thing. What is one thing you're going to do that is going to help you get more deep sleep? Remember what I said in the beginning of the podcast. Sleepy people are not productive people. You need to emphasize sleep, and specifically deep sleep. Your body needs the deep sleep so it can do the things it does so you wake up ready and refreshed. So don't have the attitude, I'm too busy to sleep, or I'll sleep when I'm dead. You need to get quality sleep every single night. There will be times when you are ill or recovering from surgery, or maybe you lost a loved one or someone you love dearly is in critical care, and you won't be able to sleep well those nights, and the body will adapt. The body is amazing in that it knows, hey, we're not getting a lot of sleep, but we know that there's something going on. The body's very resilient, but as much as possible, when it's within your control, you need to focus on getting quality sleep, and specifically quality deep sleep. And what I share with you on the show today is really going to help you achieve those goals. Now, before I let you go, I have 2 things to leave with you. Number 1, if you found value in this episode, smash that share icon on whatever podcast player you're listening to this episode on, or if you're listening to this on my website, you can just share it right from the browser. Share it with 2 or 3 of your friends that need this information. Perhaps you know a coworker or a neighbor or a friend that is struggling with sleep. Share this episode with them so they get the benefit you did. And the last thing I want to share with you is don't forget to go to MrProductivity.com/masterclass. I run masterclasses live every month, and it's a different topic with the emphasis on helping you become more productive. MrProductivity.com/masterclass. Thank you so much for your time and attention, for listening to this episode of the Mr. Productivity Podcast. I'll be back real soon with a brand new episode, but until then, stay productive, get quality deep sleep, and stay positive.